almost called out today. Almost. I woke up this morning and I just had the nastiest back of the head migraine. I don't know how I got it. It was just there. If I wore my CPAP too tight, look at me sounding all old. Wore my CPAP too tight, maybe. I don't know. But I had this nasty back of the head headache, and it sucked trying to get ready this morning. And as I was trying to get into my car, I stupidly hit the back of my head where it was already hurting on the top of the car door. Yeah, I was trying to get into my car. Boom. Hit the back of my head doing that. So that made it even worse. And then I go to leave my neighborhood. Sure enough, the first street out of my neighborhood, half of it under construction. That street down to one lane. And so that was a headache in itself, trying to get out of there this morning. I was running a little bit behind, too. I decided to sleep in till like 7:40. I was just not feeling good. Look at me sounding like Victor, too. I'm tired. My head hurts. It's Peach's Pit Party, Hump Day, August 5th, 2026. If you want to get a hold of me, you can. 208-535-1015. I like this music bed behind me. It's nice. It's nice and peaceful. Just like that song we just heard from the band Bite Down, a band that I discovered yesterday. I was listening to... tomorrow I'm going to be interviewing Mirza from the band Siamese. He's their vocalist. Siamese, one of my favorite bands. And I was listening to his side project, Afterlove, which I'm definitely going to bring up in the interview. But Afterlove has this collaboration with Bite Down. It's a song called Shape of My Mind. I'll have to talk with him about it. But yeah, I discovered Bite Down was a feature on that track and went, okay, I like this guy's vocals. Let me check out some of their own catalog. And sure enough, Say Something, what I just played for you, was the first song that I listened to. I'm like, all right, this is a jam. I had to reserve it for Peach's Pick of the Day today. Peach's Pit Party will return here in just a few on K-Barrel 101. Exacerbated by your landlord? Try making a diss music video. That's the headline that I'm looking at here. I guess some comedian out there, an actual comedian, not just like, I go on Facebook and make witty comments. No, an actual comedian decided to put together a diss music video to go after his landlord. It inspired me to be creative and just, maybe actually get some local musicians together, have them help me out with this kind of thing, and let's make the music video. Sure. Should I make it rap? You want to see me try to rap? Write down all the lyrics of exactly what has gone wrong in my apartment this entire time that I've lived there for the past, close to 6 years. I was thinking about moving in with my two friends, Bryson and Charlotte, but we talked it over. We decided it was best for me just to stay where I'm at. I like my own space. I'm paying the price for it, though. I hate the fact that I was sent a letter that was like, we feel it's necessary for a rental increase. I feel it's necessary for a diss track music video. Why not, huh? Well, anyway, here's I Prevail, Violent Nature on K-Barrel 101. Peach's Pit Party on K-Barrel 101. Helicopter parenting has officially made it into the workplace. According to a new report, some employers say parents are showing up to job interviews, calling recruiters, negotiating salaries, even contacting managers on behalf of their adult kids. One staffing executive said he fired a 24-year-old employee and then had to explain the decision all over again to the employee's mom. I get helping your kid with a resume or giving them interview advice. That's just being a good parent. But if your mom is negotiating your paycheck, what? If you're looking for a job, no parental assistance required. You got to check out the newly redesigned HireEastIdaho.com. This week's Hire East Idaho Job of the Week is a Class A CDL driver position. I don't know if it's Tech or TEC. Tech Distributing of Idaho and Pocatello. It's a local route delivering beer and wine throughout eastern Idaho with early morning starts, so you're home well before 5 p.m. Best of all, no nights or weekends, giving you more time with family or whatever you enjoy doing after work. Pay ranges from $40,000 to $50,000 a year, depending on experience. It includes benefits and employee perks. If you have a Class A CDL, a clean driving record, great customer service skills, and can regularly lift more than 40 pounds, apply today at HireEastIdaho.com. That's HireEastIdaho.com, connecting people with opportunity. All right, here we go with the unpopular opinion subreddit, one of my favorite subreddits as of late, providing content for this show here. This person says, fishing for sport is actually a horrifically cruel and barbaric hobby. All right. Fishing for food can get a pass, but catch and release is sociopathic behavior. Just casually going out on the water for a relaxing day of trying to get a barbed hook deep enough in a fish to drag it out of the water by said hook, just lovely. I've seen fish hooked in the eye. They swallow the hook sometimes, even in ideal circumstances. They go back with a shredded hole near their mouth. Worse, sometimes you accidentally hook something you didn't mean to and find yourself trying to rip a hook out of some poor turtle's head. It's honestly disgusting, is what this person writes. The waste that's left behind is a whole other issue, but fishing for fun is akin to harming animals for fun. Dude, honestly, if I were to go fishing, man, I'd want to keep the fish. I want to eat it. All right, I want to eat what I'm catching. Overall, I do think catch and release, honestly, is one of the dumbest things out there. But that's just my opinion. Doesn't mean you have to hate me because of it. I know there's a lot of people that love to fish here in the area. I just never thought catch and release is a fun thing to do. I think Josh from Classy 97, he fly fishes all the time, but I don't think he keeps what he catches. I think he catches and releases all the time. I wish he was here, but he decided this entire week to go hike the Sawtooth. So good for him getting his exercise in. Again, if you catch and release, good for you. I just was reading a post here. I was like, okay, well, I've never cared for it. If I'm catching a fish, you best believe I'm going to the station and I'm going to gut it, clean it, all that stuff, and then eat the dang thing. Atlanta Falcons running back Bijan Robinson has just set a new mark for money at the position. He signed a 3-year extension worth up to $75 million. That includes $51 million in guaranteed money. Oh, good for you. The base value of $22.25 million per year sets a new standard, which might be passed before the end of training camp. Running back Jahmyr Gibbs of the Lions and Jonathan Taylor of the Colts are both looking for extensions and now have a new mark to shoot for in their negotiations. 3-time All-Pro wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins has taken a coaching job at Georgia Tech this season, but he still wants to play. Hopkins posted on his social media, "I haven't retired from the NFL, but if you're a wide receiver and you want to be great, come to Georgia Tech football." The 34-year-old Hopkins spent time working with the Patriots coaching staff earlier this summer to prep for the Tech job, but he plans to stay in shape alongside the receivers he's working with in hopes that an NFL team will come calling. And last but not least, sports fans are already bracing themselves for sticker shock when the Olympics land in Los Angeles in 2028. A new report says that the price of tickets are the highest in Olympic history, and in most cases are more than twice as expensive as an equivalent ticket at the 2024 Paris Olympics. And the LA Organizing Committee is taking a page from what FIFA did for the World Cup, saying pricing is rooted in heavy analytics and extensive market demand research around entertainment and live sports here in the U.S. The most expensive ticket, $5,500 for a lower-level seat at the opening ceremony. And you know where I'll be watching the Olympics? On my TV, not paying a dime. Just watching the Olympics from the comfort of my own bed. That does it for your Shot Clock Sports Update right here on KBAR 101. Can we all agree on one thing? If I spend like 40 or 50 grand on a vehicle, I should not have to watch ads inside of it. That's becoming a real concern. Some automakers are using infotainment screens to push promotions for subscription services, accessories, even outside products. One recent example showed a BMW displaying an ad for a Spider-Man movie right there on the car screen. I'm already making my car payment. I'm so close, but yet so far to paying off for my car that I paid like $24K for back in 2020. Still trying to pay that thing off. Paying for insurance. Buying gas, which has not gotten cheaper. It's gotten worse as of late. Any single time I need to fill up, I go to the gas station and I go, what? It's that high? Like, I've turned into my parents. Back when there was gas prices going crazy in California, one of the many times it's done so, but it was back when I was a kid. I'm like, why are people just constantly talking about the gas prices? Because I was a kid not realizing, now that I drive my own vehicle, it is rather annoying to pay $60 to fill up your tank when it should be realistically like $25 to $30. The last thing I would need if I were to pay for a new car, which thankfully I'm not going to anytime soon, the last thing I need is my car asking, hey, before you drive to work, you want to upgrade to premium? Like, stop with the forced ads. Like, I totally understand advertising and all of that, especially being somebody in radio, but sometimes advertising can go a little too far. YouTube does not need a 2-minute long unskippable ad break. All right. Sometimes I'll turn on those streaming services that are absolutely free. They're free with ads. And you try watching a movie. Like, I tried watching that movie Greater about that guy, Brandon Burlsworth. I watched like the first 15 minutes of the movie. 4 minutes of that were just straight up ads. And as soon as the fourth ad break popped up, I'm like, okay, forget it. All right, I'm done. Here's Wage War Blindfold on K-Bear 101. Peach's Pit Party right here on K-Bear 101. I think we've all said, you know what? The drive's too long. Most of us just stay home, right? Not this guy. This 69-year-old man in Wisconsin. He wanted to go shopping at Cabela's. Looked at the nearly hour-long drive and decided, you know what? I'm going to fly my helicopter to the store. And landed it in an empty section of the parking lot. When deputies asked him why he did it, the answer was simple. The drive was too long. The best part, he wasn't in trouble. He was a licensed pilot. The landing was legal. Deputies determined he hadn't broken any laws. So good for him. Good for him to have his own helicopter. If I could, I would. All right? I wouldn't fly when the weather's bad, obviously. Because bad stuff can happen. Unfortunately, we lost Kobe Bryant that way. I think he was told that the weather is not going to be good for flying. They went anyway, and sure enough, unfortunately, he tragically passed away. Same with his daughter and that family that was on board as well. It was a very... that death still shocks me. Still shocks me. That's like the only celebrity death that has really baffled me because it was so sudden and such a crazy, crazy end to his life and everyone else's lives on board. I was stunned for like a week. But if you can take a helicopter anywhere, because Kobe was taking the helicopter anywhere in LA, because LA traffic sucks. He was taking it all around Southern California. I would too. I hate traffic. I grew up with it. If I could, I would totally fly a helicopter from my place to this studio. Because why not? Traffic's gotten so bad in town, you might as well. I would land it on the roof. Victor would know I showed up to work because all of a sudden he would hear the whirl of the helicopter blades and then he would hear the thing land. Maybe I would park it outside, okay? Maybe I would go to that certain corner of the parking lot that's always empty, land it right by, land it close by Jeff's little hatchback car that he drives, and then just take off back to my place. Where would I land it, though? At my apartment. If I can afford a helicopter, I could afford a house. What am I even kidding for? If I was rich enough, I would get the helicopter and I would get the house with the helipad, of course. Again, here's one of those stories where I go, what did you expect to happen from the library? How did you expect the library to react to this? This library in Australia just got a book back that was approximately 150 years overdue. It was discovered during a home renovation hidden inside a tea crate that had been bricked up behind an old fireplace. Somehow it survived all that time, finally made its way back to the library. The funny part, based on the library's original late fee policy, the fine would have worked out to around 28,000 Australian dollars. But luckily for whoever borrowed it, the library doesn't charge overdue fines anymore, and they have no idea who actually checked it out. So, I mean, like, what's the library going to do now? Hey, thanks for the book that's 150 years late. Are they going to put it in a case? Are they going to actually put it out for people to, check out again? What, like, I see these stories pop up all the time, and I ask the same questions. And I think I've tried Google searching it in the past. Is the library going to give you like a ribbon for returning their lost, overdue book, and you found it? Good for you, pal. Here's a cookie. Here's Bill Murray, by the way, featuring Jeremy from A Day to Remember. Always let you down. Man, this absolutely sucks to hear. This professional soccer player, only 24 years old, died. And you want to know how? He was struck by lightning during the match. Yeah, just out of nowhere, boom, gets him. Is there a picture? I see a picture of a lightning bolt striking the field. Is this like the lightning bolt that actually killed the player? Or is this a lightning bolt that struck during the game and the photographer somehow got it? Because I feel like at that point you were meant to go. If lightning strikes you during a soccer game, you're only 24 years old. It's a regional cup match. It says he was playing for his team against the... I don't know how you say these team names. Lightning suddenly struck the pitch, causing several players to collapse. Footage shared online captured a bright flash and loud explosion as the lightning hit near the players. This guy's teammates rushed to help him and attempted to resuscitate him before emergency crews transported him to the hospital. Despite doctors' efforts, the winger died from his injuries. Police say 12 other players were also hurt. The match was abandoned following the incident. Yeah, could you imagine if they just kept playing? You got all these people hurt, injured, traumatized. They just watched some guy die. This is why you can't do things when thunder and lightning are expected in the forecast, all right? But man, that's tragic. We just talked about that one radio DJ that was struck by lightning in Wisconsin during a broadcast, and he had to drive himself to the hospital. And he also continued he did a broadcast the next day. Oh. Oftentimes I forget that Victor is banned from this one particular Life in Idaho Falls Facebook group, the parentheses Southeast Idaho one. The other one he's totally fine in. But I don't know why there's two. I think the one he got banned from is the more popular one. No offense to the other group, but there's 104,000 people in there. By the way, I posted in that group something positive. I posted about how my friends Bryson and Charlotte and myself, we went to Texas Roadhouse for lunch on Saturday, maybe Sunday. I think it was Sunday. And there was one guy in the booth next to us by himself with an American camo hat on. It said America on the front. He looked like a typical dude, late 20s, early 30s. He was drinking like a pitcher of beer. And, well... we got the bill, and the waiter goes, that guy that was sitting right there paid for your guys' meal. And then he also paid for the table next to us as well. Like, he just paid for our little section, and I thought that was rather sweet. And so Bryson and Charlotte tried figuring out the guy's name so they could thank him, but I guess he told Texas Roadhouse specifically that he wanted to stay anonymous. So... I just figured it was a nice thing from that guy, and so I posted about it. Sure enough, it got a whole bunch of great reactions. You know, it's always great to post something online compared to all the rest. I think there was somebody that posted about yogurt in the Life in Idaho Falls Facebook group. We'll talk about that in the next break here. All right, I want to talk more about that because I thought it was rather funny. Here's Evanescence Afterlife on K-Bear 101. Peach's Pit Party right here on K-Bear 101. So I was talking about the Life in Idaho Falls Facebook group in that previous break, and I forgot that somebody posted about how somebody took the last strawberry banana yogurt at the local Walmart. Oh, and Winco. Apparently it happened at both stores where they were just out of strawberry banana yogurt. That's a big deal. Tempers playfully flaring in the dairy aisles. I guess this one person said, hey, I'm going to fight whoever bought out all the strawberry banana yogurt at both the local Winco and Walmart. I have yogurt every morning. These 2 packs of Oikos 000 Greek yogurt. I bought the big box from Sam's Club. You can just buy yourself one of those, call it good. So much cheaper to buy those in bulk rather than going to the store. I hate the fact that they sell those yogurts individually at places like Fred Meyer, for example. Not to call them out specifically. But have you ever bought yogurt individually? Kind of sucks, doesn't it? It's like a buck something for each one. And you pick the flavors that you want. The more you buy, the more you got to carry around in the basket. You got to transfer those all to your fridge. I'd much rather have the only option be, hey, you either buy a box of the variety pack of yogurt or you buy the big tub, and that's it. That's it. You know what? I'm more so shocked that the Halloween stuff is already out. I mean, good for those people that absolutely love Halloween. Time goes by extremely fast. So in my mind, I'm like, do I really want to think about Halloween already? It's only August 5th. I was at TJ Maxx with my 2 friends, Bryson and Charlotte, and I saw they had this whole display there of just all this Halloween stuff. And all their typical wall decor was replaced by Halloween stuff. And I myself have like little to no money, so buying anything that's going to be out temporarily does not sound appealing to me at all. But good for you. If you want to decorate for the upcoming holiday, that's still pretty far away. I mean, go for it, dude. Go for it. I went inside Walmart for the first time in a long time because, like I mentioned, I usually get my stuff delivered to my door, so I never step foot in Walmart. It's only ever with Bryson and Charlotte that all of a sudden they're like, we need to make a trip to Walmart. I'm like, do we have to? Do I have to come with? Because so I walked in with them and I saw the back to school little section there. I'm like, I knew it. It's August 5th. And I was looking here at some of the prices for things, and back in my day, no, I'm just kidding. No, back in my day, there was that whole 1 cent notebook sale they had. Now these notebooks, they're a whopping 37 cents. Somebody mentioned a Trapper Keeper to me, and I feel like I'm too young for that. I forgot exactly who it was. It might have been our own voice guy that was talking about a Trapper Keeper. But it was weird. We were also at Target too, and they had the back to school stuff, and they had little packs of number 2 pencils, but then they had packs of sharpened number 2 pencils. Why do you need them sharpened for you? I don't know, but they had them there. All right, back to school sales, they're happening. Unfortunately for those kids, but I got to tell you, school goes by extremely fast. Back when I was in 5th grade, I was like, it's going to be forever till I'm done with school. Well, then all of a sudden, it all goes by in the blink of an eye. Peaches Pit Party right here on K-Bear 101. I forgot I'm still logged into my Z103 profile. So Z103 Music Bed it is. For those that are unaware, I am the program director of Z103. I'm also the afternoon host over there as well. So for the most part, I'm in the Z103 studio. Pre-recording this show, doing parts of this show, doing that show as well. So bear with me, I want to talk about this. The band Autumn Kings. They were just here in Pocatello. They opened up for Set It Off and Papa Roach. Great group of dudes. Very, very, very nice. I've seen them 3 times now. And, their van broke down in Cadott, Wisconsin. And they thought their Midwest tour might be over. Which I don't think they were. Were they even on tour? I think they just had that one stop in Pocatello. Then they had a few festival appearances. But they were supposed to make it to the Upheaval Festival, I believe. But they couldn't because their van broke down. And then a local hero by the name of Ernie just lent them his car. And they drove it all night to get to their festival appearance. They made it, man. They made it. Shout out Ernie. Shout out Autumn Kings. Great group of guys. And this Thursday, tomorrow, they're going to be releasing a brand new track. A feature on there that I was not expecting. The legendary Howard Jones, formerly of Killswitch Engage. So I'm excited for, I think it's Howard Jones. What if I say that and it's not? I swear I saw a post from one of the band members saying that it was. So if I wasn't supposed to say it, oops. Or if I'm completely wrong again, oops. But they are releasing a new track tomorrow, and I'm sure I'll play it for It's So New tomorrow at 5 p.m. right here on K-Bear 101. Hey, do you want a raccoon as a pet? Apparently, researchers think raccoons can be domesticated in the future, much like dogs were. Well, the state of Tennessee has now made it a whole lot easier also to welcome a raccoon into your home. Thanks to a new law, state residences no longer have to pay a $31 permit fee. I don't know how exactly they got that number, but they no longer need to pay that $31 to keep a pet raccoon. The good people of Tennessee still can't capture a raccoon from the wild, but they can legally get one from out-of-state breeders as long as it's vaccinated. It was not taken from the wild itself, which, of course, I'm sure this is going to be a crazy thing thanks to Jimothy, the short-spined meme of a raccoon that was spotted in Seattle. I mean, that guy is everywhere. World of Warcraft added him to the game. If you look up Jimothy on Google, you get this cartoon of this dumb-looking raccoon just walking across the screen. I mean, long live Jimothy, I guess. I almost updated the profile picture on our Facebook page at K-Bear 101 FM. Almost updated it to where it was K-Bear, and it just was a picture of Jimothy. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm glad I didn't actually go through with that. Peach's Pit Party right here on K-Bear 101. Dang it, I'm still logged into my Z103 profile. So here's a Z103 music bed for me to talk over. I was reading something here about how people who read books for as little as 30 minutes a day lived nearly 2 years longer than non-readers. Doesn't that sound like a slur? Those non-readers, those mouth breathers. That sounds kind of like an insult, doesn't it? Non-readers. That's a 20% reduction, by the way, in mortality risk. Researchers found that this boost in longevity only worked with books, not newspapers or magazines, whatever. Only books. The study authors suggest that deep reading, holding a complex narrative in your mind over many days, exercises the brains in ways that quick skimming can't match. So you're telling me reading the radio prep and all these different articles every single weekday is not good enough? I need to sit down, pull out a copy of Moby Dick, read that book, huh? Read that from start to finish. I was just planning to get rid of my bookshelf. I took a picture of it for Victor because I know Victor bought like 300 books or something like that at a yard sale. And so I'm like, I'm not really using any of these books in the bookcase. And he says he needs more storage for all these books, so why not just give it to him? And I gave him the dimensions of it. I sent him a picture of it. Sure enough, he said nothing back. So I might just list it on Facebook Marketplace. Sell those books that I don't read that sit there as official dust collectors, DCs. I'll keep the radio autobiographies. Some of the books I want to keep, but I'm just going to sell the other ones. I don't care how much money I get in return. I just don't read them. And I need to read more, but I just don't. Maybe I should be motivated now, saying, hey, you know what? I'll read as little as 30 minutes a day so I can live 2 years longer than those non-readers. What food trend from the last 5 years needs to die already? Let's take a look at this thread. Giant, overloaded milkshakes with whole slices of cake stuck on top. Looks cool for 5 seconds, then it's just impossible to drink without wearing half of it. I feel like that's just a fair food kind of thing. Like, the more ridiculous, the better, because it's the fair, You want to have the 2-pound turkey leg. The trend of drinks having a diabetic murdering amount of sugar in them. I mean, I was looking at different sugar amounts and different things as of late because, I've been on that diet. I'm better than most people. No, I'm kidding. But I've seen the amount of sugar in the sodas that I used to drink and go, why on earth did I do that to myself? I just have the black tea and the water now. I've officially become a hydro homie. You either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. This has nothing to do with the food itself, but somebody answered QR code menus, ordering via your phone when you're physically in the restaurant and paying your bill online instead of at the front desk. Some places are built like lead boxes with no cell service too, which is mega frustrating. I haven't seen a QR code menu for a very long time. I would think since the end of 2020, early 2021 at the latest. I still remember those days, though, of having to sit outside in Southern California during the middle of summer go to one of those tables out there on the patio. They had a makeshift because, otherwise they couldn't be open because the virus couldn't touch you outside and sitting down. No. What dumb logic we had back then. Anyway, let's move on from this. Crying Fire Avatar on K-Barrel 101. I think we've all made up an excuse to get out of doing something. I'm sick. My car won't start. I've got plans. One guy in Vermont took it to a whole new level. He's a community theater actor. He sent threatening text messages to himself so the local production of the Rocky Horror Picture Show would get shut down because he wanted out. Investigators eventually traced the messages right back to his own internet connection, and he admitted he made the whole thing up because he was having problems with the cast and crew. That's a lot of effort just to avoid awkward conversations. You know what would have been easier? Hey, this really isn't working out for me. Instead, he allegedly turned himself into both the victim and the suspect. But that's still commitment to the bit. Good for him. What a dummy. That is today's What the Headline right here on K-Barrel 101. Man, I am super glad to see that all Brendan, spelt the right way, Brenden, have a sense of humor. There's a guy in Pocatello that's named Brendan Carvalho. I don't know how you properly say his last name. Sorry, Brendan, if I butchered it. I apologize. He posted, "In search of mariachi band to come to work with me to give my final notice." And I'm glad so many people in the comments were going, hey, you got to record this. We want to see that video. If I were to go out like that, if I were to leave here, I think I would hire a mariachi band to go right to Jade's office, do a song about about my 2-week notice or whatever. Oh, he also says he'll accept a choir as well. So any local, what's it called? High school choirs get together and help Brendan out down in Pokey. I just had this conversation with somebody. It's so funny that it's popping up again in r/no stupid questions. Somebody asked, is the world less accessible to short women? I'm a very short man, 5'5", and at the gym there are a few machines that, despite adjusting, are awkward to use because I am too short. The fan bike, glute curl, high shelves are nearly out of reach, and car seatbelts dig into my neck instead of strapping across my chest. I thought for a moment that it makes sense not to design things around the less than 10% of height outliers like me, but I'm also about as tall as the average woman, so over half of the same problems, over half have the same problems as me. It seems unfair that things designed to human, or that's a tough word to say. But anyway, I was thinking the world is definitely made for shorter people, 100% over us taller people, without a doubt. It's like I can't fit in most cars. This person can easily adjust the seat accordingly. I would, if I wanted to get like a supercar, I would have to then have it custom built in order for me to enjoy it. Because there's no way I'm fitting in a Porsche 911 or a McLaren or anything of that sort. I saw Harvey Levin when I worked at TMZ get in and out of his Porsche 911. That thing is the puniest car I've ever seen. My shoe is almost the same size. We just recorded a video of me trying to fit into Maddie's old Subaru, which, by the way, she is expected to drive in the next Crazy Figure 8 car races, which are happening August 14th. And I'm going to be for sure at that one, cheering her on to see how that all goes down. August 14th, the Madison County Fairgrounds. Lieutenant Crane was just with us in studio earlier today. He popped up with his wife and son Cash, and they're nice people, great people. Traffic School powered by the Advocates every Friday morning, 8:45, right here on K-Bear. Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, a.k.a. Brendan Peach, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.